Hey everybody, so today, because I've been requested this a ton of times since I made that spoof GMC Denali pickup truck video a week or so ago, I'm going to go over to the GMC dealership and test drive a Denali crew cab diesel 4x4 truck. So we're going to go look at this truck because I know a lot of folks wanted to know about it, wanted to understand kind of the driving behaviors, how it differs from the 450 that I'm driving. I know that there's going to be some changes to it in 2017 with the new engine. Even though it's a 6.6 liter Duramax diesel, apparently it's an all-new redesigned version of that engine. Produces quite a bit more horsepower and torque, and it's also going to have a little hood scoop on the front of the truck. So we'll be right back shortly, and we'll talk to you soon. Hey everybody, I'm in a 2016 GMC Sierra SLT model, which is right below the Denali. Only reason I'm not driving a Denali right now is because they didn't have one. And this is actually a 3500 HD with the camper package. It has the fifth wheel prep in the back, which I'll do a walk around in a little bit and show you. The truck's pretty much loaded leather, has all the features in it. It does not have any type of auxiliary or upfitter switches inside of it, which I always like. But what I'll tell you so far is, versus the Super Duty that I drive, it has a different but still definitely 3/4 ton, 1 ton riding characteristics. It's not what I would say smooth. If you've ridden in any of the newer half-ton trucks, you could definitely say that it was a smooth ride. In this truck, it feels pretty much like all the other 3/4 ton trucks. And that's even given the fact that it has a fully boxed frame. This particular truck, again, is a 3500 single rear wheel truck. The fit and finish, the soft touch material up here, the look of the truck, it has a good quality feel and look to it. But also, that same note, I don't really care for the dash layout up here. And I think I've mentioned that before. I'm not a big fan of this whole wrapped area. I actually like the interior of my Super Duty more than I like the interior of this truck. And I'm not downing this truck in any sense, it's just a personal preference. But what I will tell you though, is the boxed frame adds a little bit of what you might call a tight feel to the truck when it does go over bumps. It feels slightly different, though it's not any smoother of a ride than my Super Duty. So we're now on the road with it. It does not feel the same as the 6.7 liter Power Stroke. It actually feels a lot more like a Cummins engine out of a Ram. And what I mean by that is, on the Power Stroke, it feels like the power is there all the time. So you can give it a little bit of gas or a lot of gas, and it feels like the power is always there ready to go. On this truck, the first bit of throttle you give it, it doesn't really feel like the truck really wants to move. And then as you lay into it, you can definitely feel the power's there. And that's a big difference between what I feel in this truck versus the Super Duty. And I'll let you kind of see what I'm talking about here. So now I'm actually giving it a bit of gas, and it doesn't really feel like the truck wants to move that much. And I'm laying into it probably an inch, maybe even more of that, an inch and a half into it, and finally it still doesn't really feel like it wants to really move. But I know, because I've already done it, that if I give it a bit more gas, it'll definitely go. Here's an example. And it does accelerate a little bit better at that point. You know, the highway characteristics of this truck are actually pretty nice. It does feel a little bit more planted in the sense that I guess that's more that solid feeling I was talking about, or that tight feeling. It feels very stable on the road, which is nice. So here's the outside of the this particular Sierra 3500 HD. As you can see, it has a fully boxed frame underneath it. This one has an interesting spring configuration. It's got 5 mainsprings with twin overloads above it. This one also has a soft open tailgate, spray and bed liner, and this is the first one I've actually seen that has the factory puck system for General Motors trucks built into it with a gooseneck hitch. Has a side connection here for your power to your trailer. So passenger side, this truck's currently running. It does have the 6.6 Duramax. This is a 2016, so they are going to be refreshing this engine for 2017. the rear suspension setup. AAM axle. And here are the steps on the rear bumper. A lot of folks like them. Easy way to access into the bed. This particular truck doesn't have any type of running boards. Would have been nice if it had some of the Amp Research ones that drop down, or even just some factory running boards, which it doesn't. This does have front parking sensors and rear parking sensors on it. It also has the LED light kit. And with this LED light kit, you're also going to get high intensity discharge headlights. Also, on their HD trucks, you don't have LED lights in the back. So on the half-ton trucks, whether it's a Chevy or GMC, you're going to get LED lights around the back. On the 3/4 ton and 1-ton trucks, they're still incandescent. This one comes with Goodyear Wrangler tires on an 18-inch wheel. And I know I keep harping on it, but again, on a $65,000 truck, you shouldn't have this horrible wax-coated frame. Here's the window sticker for this particular vehicle. As you can see, it has an MSRP of $64,250. And this is the SLT package. It is also a 3500 four-wheel drive diesel. This has the 373 rear axle with the 6.6 liter V8. It's always confusing how they put the standard equipment here and then the optional equipment, which cancels out the standard equipment. So here is the interior of an SLT model, which is pretty much the same thing as the Denali. It's got the capacitive touchscreen. As you can see, the weather's on here as well. It's an 8-inch display. Here's all your controls. And then your seating areas. Nice seats. The seats are actually pretty comfortable. There's the back seat. It's got the wireless charging system here. So if you have a phone that supports wireless charging, you can just set it on there. Nice sized center compartment. 2 glove boxes in this truck. Top one's kind of pointless, I guess, unless you're going to store a phone or something small in there. Here's your side controls. And here is the rear seat of this particular truck. Center console, and that's what I've always mentioned about the center console, how this part sticks up a little over an inch. Makes for a kind of an uncomfortable armrest. And these headrests right here, which go up that far, headrest is really small. I liked the Ram that I reviewed because the headrest in the center was about this big, but then the main headrests back here were about that tall. Has a good amount of legroom. One of the things that I've never really cared for on GMC and Chevy trucks is the upright position that you sit in the back seat here. It definitely feels as if you're kind of leaning forward a little bit more. And then also, of course, no AC vents back here. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really wish I could have done one on a Denali instead of the SLT model. However, this is pretty much the exact same truck except for some minor trim differences. Same engine, same suspension, same frame, and pretty much the same interior. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to my channel.